Welcome to Kingdom Talk with your host and master life coach, Dr. Shalundia Bell. Tune in to get your prescription for kingdom living from the doctor. Join us now.
Wow. Hello, everyone. Wow. This is going to be an amazing evening, you guys. I have an amazing guest with me here this evening. She is actually born in the South, but she was raised in the North, Miss Beatrice Tatem, you guys. She's actually a native of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She has over 2 decades of clinical experience as counseling psychologist. Now, Tatum believes that as a therapist, you cannot change people, and that each individual must bring about the change that they want to experience in the world. Oh my God, that is a mouthful in itself. So right now, you guys, I would like to present to some and introduce to others Dr. Beatrice Tatem. Welcome. How are you doing this evening?
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. All is well with my soul. How are you?
I am awesome. It has been a busy day today. But I was like, you know what kept me going was this live. I was like, we got to come and we got to let the people know what's actually available to them, because with everything that is going on now, there are so many things that, people are actually crashing. They don't know what to do with their lives. They don't know what to do with their mindset. So it's like, I'm just excited to be able to be here with you and welcome you to this amazing platform so we can share this great information. Wow, I am super excited with you guys. We have here with us this evening, you guys, Dr. Beatrice Tatem. She is, oh my God, I love this young lady. And she is also my sorrow. Yes, she is. We are the ladies in red this evening. We love what we do and we love helping others, okay? So this evening, what I want for you all to do is make sure that each and every one of you tune in and also share this information. I know with everything going on, you may know someone that may be stressed. Come on, because we don't all have it easy. You might be stressed today. I had a busy day. Come on. So you may be stressed. You may be depressed. You may be experiencing some form of anxiety. But guess what? Dr. Tatem is going to give us some tips and practical principles that we can utilize through our day-to-day activities to help us get through these things, and also to even allow you to be able to notice, because you may not even know what might be going on with you at this time. So please go ahead and share this information out. Share, because with this information going forth today, there are a lot of people that may not be on my platform, but they may be on yours. So if you please and will, please share this information out so we can spread this great information across the world. Well, okay, Dr. Tatum, we're going to get directly into the content. I don't want to hold anybody any longer. I'm excited to even be here to be able to have you on the platform, because it's so amazing how many people need this information. We're actually going to be here today to release this information to them. Well, the first question I have is, how long have you been in practice? Because I know a lot of people, they want the receipts. They're like, you know what? Yeah, Dr. Bear, you can say what you want to say. Hey, how you doing, fam? You can say what you want to say. So a lot of people want receipts. So how long has you actually been in practice?
Okay. First, I want to say, if you don't mind, I want to say that I really appreciate you doing this, because our mental health does matter. Mm-hmm. It's essential to our lives. It affects every aspect of our lives, and we cannot talk about it too much. And so I really appreciate this. I've been really excited about being able to do this and spreading the good news. I've
Wow.
been doing this. You're getting ready to have me date myself here, but I've been in practice. um,
Because I know you're only like 26, 27, right? So
so
what does
so
that put you like? But how long you been in practice?
so in that sense, I've been doing it all my life,
No,
but
that's
but
right.
actually, I've been practicing. I've been practicing at least 2 decades.
Okay.
I want to say that it has been such a huge part of my life, being a therapist and being in practice and meeting all the people that I've met over the years. My life is so much richer and
Yeah,
fuller as a result of it. So it's
awesome.
been it's been quite a journey, quite a
Wow.
journey.
Wow. I know with myself as being a coach, it's like when we do things like this for other, it kind of fulfills us. When you see
Yes,
your getting their breakthrough. So not only are you helping others, but you helping yourself because it's helping take you to a place of fulfillment. So I definitely understand that. Oh my gosh, I do.
absolutely.
So my next question would be, because you've been practicing over several decades, what is the age range that your clients usually follow? Because someone might be on here today, or they may watch the replay. And if you are watching on the replay, make sure you type in hashtag replay so we'll know you're watching on the replay. But if not, go ahead and state your name and let me know where you're tuning in from also in the comments. But how long or how old are the age range that you actually have as clients on your road?
My clients right now, and I see clients from one end of the continuum to the other. My youngest is 5 years old. Actually, I started seeing her when she was 2.5,
Right.
and my oldest is 92.
Wow. Wow. From
I see.
5 to 92. And I know that
Yes,
92-year-old, I know she is a sham booger because I can just imagine her coming in there telling you what to do. In your
yes.
practice, she look like, ma'am, look, I don't know why I'm here. But look, let me tell you what these other people doing. So I can see her telling you what to do. She running things. So that's amazing.
All the time. She keeps me in check, which actually, and I'm glad you pointed that out because in a serious way, as a therapist, I do believe that the client is the expert of themselves, and I'm just a
Right.
facilitator in the room working the process through. So when she gets me in check and it reminds me that she's my elder,
Yes,
uh,
she's in charge.
I, I let her know that I totally agree,
Yes.
and I let her get me straight.
Wow, that is amazing. I would love to be a fly on the wall because I know a 92-year-old. I love being around the elders, and oh my God, they are so funny. They
She
are
this
so funny. Yeah.
Yes, she's funny, and at the same time, very educated,
Wow.
very in tune. Her mind's strong,
Oh, that's
her
awesome.
body's strong. Yes,
That's great. That's great. And also, okay, you've been in practice for over a couple of decades. You see clients from 5 to 92. What services do you actually offer?
I s- I serve intentionally a very diverse population,
Uh,
racially, ethnically, in terms of religion. As at this point, my primary service is individual counseling. I do see couples.
okay.
I do work with families.
Okay.
Um, my hope soon is to get back into doing more outreach. I used to, in some of my past years, I did a lot of outreach. I do a lot of work with sexual assault, domestic violence.
Wow. Okay, so you deal with a lot like the marriage counseling as well.
I do. I
Okay.
do.
Okay. Great. Great. So that's awesome, you guys. Please go ahead and share this out. When you tune in, let us know that you're here. State your name where you're tuning in from. So we'll be glad to acknowledge you as you come up on this live. So I'm just excited to have her here. You see, she's very experienced. She knows what she's doing. Yes, she does. She definitely knows what she's doing. And so she's been in practice for so long. Hello, Miss Ann. How are you doing today? Thanks for tuning in. Go ahead and share this out. Thank you all for tuning in and go ahead and share this out to the people that come on. Now, what I want to know is this because I see a lot of signs up and out, and I've seen some of your marketing and some of your advertising. When you tell people discover how counseling can help find your voice, what do you mean by that?
I believe count everyone deserves good mental health services. Everyone um, should benefit. Everyone can benefit from being in counseling, including
Right,
including myself.
right,
Everyone has a story,
right.
and everyone has a voice. And sometimes, because of what someone has gone through, some of maybe trauma, depression, stress, the voice gets lost.
Right.
My goal as a therapist to help people find their voice, to find that inner voice. I try to do that through empowerment and encouragement, motivation,
Yes, yes, yes. I love it.
support, and guidance.
Awesome. That is awesome. Now, with everything going on, because I know as a coach, like I have a coach in different areas of my life because I'm not perfect. There are things that I have to make sure I stay sharp on. So, as a therapist, do you have like how do you release? How do you release? Because I know with everything going on, and then you people are releasing on you. So, I mean, they're releasing on you daily. So, how do you stay sane? So, I would love to know that.
Such that is such a good question, and and I get it. I get it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I learned early in my career was to diversify what I do, to mix it up, and I try to do that in the services that I offer and with the people that I work with. That's some of the things. That's some of the things I do clinically in terms of Beatrice's personal life.
Mm-hmm.
And as it and I will say that a lot of who I am as a therapist stems from who I am as a person. But I love to shop. I
Oh, okay.
love music.
Mm.
I will come into my house after a long day and play music, and you can't tell me that I don't sing.
I
And
know,
I'm
right?
I'm a
It's the
woman who
best
sings, not a
voice
woman who
ever.
can sing. And I will come in here and will dance and sing. I love to watch HGTV
Okay.
and
Okay.
connect with family and friends. Very seldom do I go to bed without preparing for bed or preparing for sleep. Sleep is very, very important. And a lot of times we prepare for the day, we prepare to go out into the world. And
Yes.
I found that we don't always do such a great job of doing that in the evening.
So,
Well, Beatrice prepares for sleep. I'm going
okay.
to take that long bath with my
Yeah.
lavender,
So
Dr.
relax.
Teal in the bath water, I guess a shout
Right.
out to Dr. Teal, right? Um,
Right.
Bath and Body Works, whatever. I'm gonna soak until I'm so sleepy that all
Right.
I have to do is just kind of fall in the bed.
So you say
I
self
love to
care is
eat.
very important.
I'm a
You're a
foodie,
foodie.
and so
Wow.
I'm going to cook on the weekends. I'll cook for myself,
Mm.
cook for friends.
Okay.
Um, I love to travel, and as soon I cannot wait for COVID
Yes.
19 to be
Yes.
over
Yes. I think
so that I
all of
can
us can't wait
travel
for
again.
that.
Yeah,
Wow, wow. So you would definitely say self-care is very important because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not able to take care of others. So I would definitely, yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I'm so glad that you're taking care of yourself because you have these long days where you're taking care of people all the time. And there you need to have an outlet. You need to have a way when you can come home and you can express yourself and you,
that's
like you
right.
said, you sing whatever you need to do to release.
That's
That's a
right.
good thing. That's a good thing.
Well,
Now with
part of self care. I'm sorry. I'm just
okay, go ahead.
okay. Part of self care um i- is also, especially for people who care and do a lot of care giving. Part of part of self care is also learning to say no and
Yes.
not taking on too much.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
Last week, the ice storm in Monroe and Ruston in, well, northeast Louisiana reminded me to go with the flow. All of
Mm,
a sudden, everything was shut down, and I
yes,
decided to seize this moment and you shut down too. And
Yeah.
when I say that I just, walked around in my sweats and in my pajama pants
Yes.
and eat, drank um my raw honey and water and apple cider vinegar tea, it just
Yes.
took care,
Yes.
it just kind of detox, detox my
Right.
mind, detox
Right.
my body, and just
That's
chilled out.
That's
Mhm.
awesome. I mean, it's like, and a lot of times we don't realize how much we need that rest until we need that rest. We
And
really don't.
sleep is sleeping well is so important, and
Mm,
we must take measures to do that. um yes, it's as important as eating well and
yes.
exercising well, and then
Right.
also keeping it real with yourself. One of the things that I do is to remind myself that I'm human.
Right.
And I as a child growing up, my father would say to me, once you've done your best, girl, even angels can't do better. When I was struggling in math, he would say, once you've done your best, did you try? Yes, I tried. Did you try your best? And,
Right.
and and that's very important in dealing with mental health, especially as a therapist, because you can't
Right.
always save people like they think you can.
Yes. Wow. And that's definitely true because you your goal is to want to help everybody, but we always know, to be real with
Right.
yourself, you won't be. And that's a good thing. You're not giving false hope, not only to them, but to yourself either. That's a good thing. Now, I also know that with stress, depression, and anxiety being at an all-time high right now. I mean, it's just so prevalent with with the times we're living in with this new normal. What do you recommend for people to do in this day and hour right now?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Stress, anxiety, depression is unprecedented. It has just skyrocketed,
Yeah.
and I would imagine those that are listening, whether they're in the field or listening to get information, can relate to that. I think all of us have been affected, if not directly, we've been affected indirectly. We
Yeah.
know people that have. There's been so much that has taken place as a result of COVID-19, and then all the things that have played out even since COVID. I mean, 2020 was a year that I think we will all remember,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know,
Real.
and as we're this, and 2021 has built on 2020, so it's starting off, as a very, very stressful time. There's a lot of apathy in the
Right.
country right now,
Right.
and there's a feeling of disappointment a lot. I remind people that these are the best of times and these are the worst of times,
Yes.
and there are things that we can do so that the worst of times can become better. There's a silver lining in just about every situation, even the worst of times. There's a silver lining, and we have to look for it. These
Wow.
days, it's super important to be intentional about taking care of our mental health. Our mental health matters, and
Yeah.
mental health affects our physical health. So when our physical health is talking to our mental health, we need to listen. When our mental health is talking to our physical health, we need to pay attention to it. So
That's
often we pay attention to the physical.
right. Right.
You know, we pay attention to the physical, and we don't pay as much attention
Yeah.
to
To that.
the mental.
Yeah.
Again, there's a silver lining in every situation, and one of the silver linings with all that's going on, people are talking more about mental health. The
Yes.
news is on the news. I mean, it is literally in our faces, and
Yes.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It helps to normalize going for counseling. It helps to normalize that we are going through a whole lot. And so
Right.
my hope is that we pay attention to it as an individual in our personal lives. There's no shame, and of course I'm biased here as a therapist, but there's no shame in getting counseling, getting therapy, taking care of yourself, acknowledging that I don't feel so good right now, or
Yeah.
I'm feeling depressed, or this quarantine, this social distancing, this mask wearing is getting old.
Right.
And
Right.
so, you know, it's it's okay to do things for yourself. We need to you- not necessarily quarantine ourselves in the same way. When I talk about sitting with yourself, this is an opportunity when we're by ourselves now to really pay attention to our needs. You know,
Right.
what do I need to get through not only, you know, just to get through, but to really, really to live and to grow. There are things that we can do as individuals, okay? And so,
Right.
like, this is a time to find maybe a new hobby.
Yeah.
You know, if you're stuck inside and you can't go out like you used to, you can't go to restaurants like you used to. This may be
Right.
the time to try that restaurant that you've always wanted to go to, but you didn't want to go by yourself, or you thought maybe it was too expensive. And now, you know, you can Uber or Grubhub and have, because most of these places are now doing delivery. So this is a chance to try a place that maybe you've been wanting to try but just didn't have the time before, or didn't
Right.
have the means to go. This is the
Right.
time to to not let go of yourself. We have gotten so comfortable that, like I said, for a week I kind of just wore my sweats. Well, that's good when it's a break or just a change. Well, if that becomes a habit,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
if it becomes a habit, we need to fix ourselves up for ourselves. You
Yes.
know,
Even with the weight gain, I know a lot of people they're saying it across all social media. A lot of people have gained a lot of weight by
yes,
being at home, and that's depressing. I mean, if you gain
absolutely.
20, 30, 40 pounds by being at home this past year, I mean, oh my God, that can set off all type of signals and cues for anxiety and depression and stress.
And
So,
it does, and it
mhm,
has.
mhm,
People have mentioned that to me, that oh, I've just gained so much weight, or I stopped doing my hair. Yeah.
right, right,
You know, also, as human beings, we are social beings. We like to connect. Connection is
yeah,
very, very important.
right,
And just because we are unable to see people face to face as much as we used to.
right,
And this suggestion is not a replacement for that, but is a can do, will do during COVID.
yeah,
In spite of COVID, we will do. And,
right.
and so that's when you do things kind of like how we're doing, virtual contact. I have found that people are reaching out to people and friends other places more now
Then
than they
before,
did before.
right,
Again,
right.
a silver lining.
Yes, there is. There is. Even
Yeah.
with the kids being in school. Because I know like that's another thing that a lot of them are depressed because they're used to being in a classroom. And now they're at home all day with the parents that may be no longer working. They may be furloughed or whatever. So they're at home all day. So you got all this stress and anxiety and depression because you like, first of all, I like y'all, but I don't like y'all like that, right? So it's like now you at home with your whole family. Everybody's in this one house, and normally everybody will be going their own way. But now everyone has been confined to one room or one home. And now, like, how do I handle this? I know with spouses, they looking like, you know what? I'm sick of looking at you right now. I'm gonna need you to go back to work. And then with the kids, they look like, well, mom, I'm ready to go back to school. So could you give us some
Yes.
things or some cues or some things that we may be able to do even with the kids that may be used to going to a classroom, but now they're confined to their home and they're not able to um express themselves because they like to be kids like to be touchy feely. They like to play game, they like to hit and run, and they like to just be active. But now they're confined to a house and they don't have that activity either. So that's another thing, they're gaining weight because the kids are even picking up pounds because they're at home and they're just
Yes.
eating. They're just, it's a lot when you look at the whole thing as a family, how it can become really bearing on a family. So that's another thing I want to talk to you about as far as the kids. How do you handle that with your children?
You know, Again, very, very good question. Unfortunately, we tend to overlook the mental health of children and teens until it becomes a problem, like a
Right.
suicide or a shooting in a school. And
Right.
then we think, oh, you know what? We need to have counseling.
Right.
This generation, this young generation today, I love the fact that they don't have the stigma. They don't have the feelings about counseling nearly like their parents did.
Right.
And so they come in and they tell me that it's I mean it's so funny. Even the children who just did not like school for whatever reason, they've told me they're like Dr. Tatum, not going to school is about to kill me, you know. And I says you're joking. What does that mean? Now I don't mean it's going to really kill me,
Yeah.
but I'm tired of doing everything virtually. It's been a
Right.
major adjustment. That has been how a lot of times they would entertain themselves with games, and now they're also going to school
Wow.
virtually. And it has been a major, many of them don't like it nearly as much as I think people thought they would, or maybe they thought they would initially. Many
Right.
have told me that they miss that socialization. They miss
Right.
being able to see their friends. They're missing being in social clubs.
Right.
Other than other than sports, a lot of the social clubs have been, put on hold, and
Right.
so it's been very, very difficult. I've shared with a lot of them what is something that you would really, really like to do that you've never taken the time to do before, and it's amazing. I've had children. Well, let me be careful. I've had young people. I
Mm-hmm.
almost said children, and
Yeah.
my young clients tell me, I'm not a child, I'm not a
I,
baby, but young people, this is a chance for them to explore their inner selves.
mm,
I've had young people to come up with, makeup lines, start their own businesses.
mm-hmm.
I've had some to go into candle making,
Wow.
and now are selling them.
Wow.
Yeah, and see, that's something that you can do, in the in the era of COVID, trying recipes, cooking at home. I think it's important though that parents, everyone needs their own space and needs
Right.
that that selected time out, not time out because it's quarantine,
Right.
but that space where they can go in and draw, paint on canvases. You don't have to be an artist to paint, you
Right.
know,
Right.
and this is how you can kind of get things started for them.
Right. Because it's an expression. So if that's a way for you to express your inner being, yeah, just prank. Because my daughter asked me to buy her some canvases and some paints. I'm like, girl, look, what? Get in the blood. Well, we could do some drawing or something because you want to be able to accommodate them because things has changed tremendously. And you don't want them to
Tremendously.
be sitting up somewhere looking at the four walls and then they're going through their process. And then you as an adult is going through your thing. And it's like, it's just so much now the whole household is experiencing this big change and everybody has this new normal now. So it's amazing, yes, and that's definitely great to just listen to your kids. Matter of fact, listen to one another because it's so amazing how we can see other things with other people, but then right there up under you, it's like you got so much going on and no one is able to express themselves. And that's what
That's
I love
right.
about therapy because that's where that mediator comes in at with therapy because they can come and they can express how they feel and elaborate those
Absolutely.
things. So that's what I definitely love about therapy about that.
Yes. And you're tapping into something that's real critical today. We need the opportunity, old and young, to express ourselves. There is so much going on in the
Yeah.
world, and even in our personal world, but the world at large. And being able to express ourselves in a healthy way and in
Yeah.
a positive way is so critical.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. And so when I look at adults having to lose their jobs. Now they're sitting at home, and that in itself could be depressing and stressful when you got a lot of bills coming in back to back
Yes.
to back, right? And a lot of them might be furloughed, a lot of them might have just been laid off like with no return. And
Hmm.
they're sitting like, okay, they're looking, especially men, they're looking at my family. Like, okay, now how am I going to take care of my family? Because they're the no, they're the head of the house. So how am
Yes.
I going to take care of the family? Then even though the women who may be single moms, now they're no longer working. Now, how am I going to take care of my kids? So all of this can become very, very stressful if we don't grab a hold of it quick, because just know that there are people there like Dr. Tatum there to assist everyone with those needs, because a lot of times we try to figure it out ourselves, and it don't work. It don't work. You need a mediator, someone to come and be their referee, basically,
Yes.
because a lot of times we fight and we juggle with things in our mind, and we just don't know, okay, like, is it us or is it me or is this person or what? So we juggle with all these thoughts in our head, but most of the time they're there to actually be that mediator to help you funnel those things out and help you strategize and get some things in place. So is there anything else you want to say about that as far as with family?
Yes. And that's, I mean, I could talk for like 2 hours. I know we don't have that. You mentioned men. I just have to give a shout out to to the men that are listening, and hopefully
Yes.
is a great bunch. That is changing. Thank goodness that men are coming into therapy. It's still, women still utilize it more than men. However, there are quite a few that there are, well, in my practice, there are quite a few men who come in for therapy. A lot of young guys that come in, and once they realize that they're not the only one,
Then
then it's
okay.
okay. You
Yes.
know, then, yes.
Wow.
But
Wow.
depression is something that at some point in time, probably all of us have it,
At some
or
point.
have experienced it, maybe a
Right.
situation, we've lost, a loved one to
Right.
death. And so we find ourselves feeling sad. We find ourselves feeling depressed. Right now, depression is high in this country. It's hard to get up in the morning if you watch the news and not hear of all the loss. And we oftentimes think of loss and sadness and depression. We oftentimes associate it with death, the death of
Right.
a loved one. But as you
Right.
said, there's the loss of jobs. Um, People are putting careers on hold.
Mm-hmm.
There's, we're not able to travel like we used to, and that might have been,
Right.
like, for me, that's a way to cope, to be able to
Right.
travel. But I
Get away.
can't travel like I used,
Mm-hmm.
like I like to. There's been so much loss, so much change, and we know change can be stressful,
Yes.
and so it has manifested, or it's it's making people feel very, very depressed. And when you're feeling down, like in a family, mom's feeling depressed, and then she comes home, and then the kids see her depressed, they feel down because
Right.
mom's down. We have to stay on top of it. We have to
Wow.
stay on top of it. And, you know, depression can be treated in several ways. A lot of times we think of medication, but there are things that we can do without having to use medication. And in a lot of cases, there are some cases in which you need medication, but taking time out to play, to put a puzzle together as a family, to bring
Right.
out, yes, I'm old school, but to bring out some of those board games.
Yes.
Play,
Yes.
back in the day, we would play for Keno, or we would play, you know, different card games, spades, or whatever. And but that interaction,
Yeah.
that laughing, eating something, eating a snack while you're doing that, all that brings, families together in spite of, in
Right.
spite of COVID. We're still doing things that are bringing us together, that make us feel joyful.
Right. And I also noticed that we just mentioned about family time. I know a
Yes,
lot of families before COVID, they was so everybody was so busy, 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 busy. No one actually had that time set aside. But due to COVID, it kind of forced everyone that was busy, 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 busy. It kind of forced everyone to start making time because no one had a choice. You didn't have a choice. You were gonna be at home and ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? So that was a good thing about that, being able to be at home with your family, because for those that were very, very, very busy, now you are able to be at home and you can make that time, because a lot of times kids, they be wanting to spend their time with their family, with their parents. And like now they can do, they can watch a movie. Before it was like you up in the morning, you out the door, you going to work, you come back home, you tired, you eat dinner, you get yourself together for bed, and you go and you start over the next day. So your life become repetitive, right? But
Yes.
then the kids and the other family members begin to feel left out. And
Yes.
then now they're feeling like they're lonely. Then you got all these other feelings and emotions going on, in your household. And that's a good thing about this whole thing that I'm noticing, that it's bringing families back together. I know a lot
Yes,
of
it
people have
is.
houses, but I've seen a lot of family that are doing things now that if COVID would have never happened, they wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't be taking time out to do, and they realize that they actually love spending time. So now when things begin to try to get back on track a little, because it ain't back on track yet, but as your life begins to get back on track a little bit, you're able to start making time because you actually realize that was something you actually enjoyed. You actually
That's right.
enjoyed doing it. So there's some things I saw too as I was
Well,
going throughout my process.
well, I was teasing one of my clients one afternoon. I was telling her, I said, I feel like I have become an event planner
Mm,
because when the holidays were approaching, all of a sudden it's like, what do we do? What do we do? For Thanksgiving, because we're not supposed to get together, and we're so used to everyone getting together, everybody bringing
right.
a
That's the
dish,
thing. Everybody get
and
together, hug, fellowship.
and
Right.
I literally helped this lady plan Thanksgiving because it was warm here for this
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, and she had this space, and she had family members, and they were able to sit, a distance apart. They had it
Mm,
outside. They had, the fireplaces outside,
wow.
and I mean, and it ended up using the fall foliage for decor, and it ended up
Wow.
being really, really, beautiful. But you're you're right. COVID has been humbling, I think, for many of us. It
Mm-hmm.
has been. It has. We have been reminded
Yeah.
that tomorrow's not promised to
Mm-mm.
any of us. To seize the moment when you have an opportunity to be with somebody like family, do
Yeah.
it. Because
Yeah.
in the past, we've kind of taken it for granted. We know,
Yeah.
oh, I can always go over there and do that because I'm a.
Right.
And now
But
it's
people.
not that way, and yet we're losing people. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's important to take advantage of the time you do have, and be creative with it. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I think we've all become more creative.
Yes, and
Because
that's a good thing because you don't have access to a lot of things that you had before. So you're
that's
like,
right.
okay, how can I make the same thing happen, but better? So it makes your wheels begin to turn. You're like, okay, what can I
Yes.
do? How can I make it better? What can I do? Because with everything being shut down, and you can only have a capacity of a certain amount. So you usually having these like big weddings and big this and big parties and engagements and things like that. Now those numbers have been downsized, so we're not able to have a bigger guest list like we were before. But I've definitely, like, even just knowing, just making time for yourself
That's
and
right.
making time for family, because no day is promised to us. We don't know the day or the hour when our time is up, and we just have to make use of our time and enjoy our family while we still have them. Because I know today I had a situation where my mom popped up today, and it was like, normally it's like, no, everything is playing out because I'm really just like, okay, like COVID ready, like, okay, I don't know where you been, what's going on. I'm just really just trying to protect her as well as with myself. And I had to make time because you just never know what's gonna come up. Who's to say her nor I will be here tomorrow, So we just have to make time for one another. And there's, even it may be an inconvenience, because a lot of times with things going on now, it may be an inconvenience, but we have to conveniently make it possible because we just never know. And so I just like to stress that to a lot of people, like making time, even when it's an inconvenience, for you, just making time, because like I said, we just never know the day or the hour. We may or may not be here tomorrow, and tomorrow's not promised to neither one of us. You know, so I'm just excited to even just have you, Dr. Tatum, to come on this platform today, because I know a lot of people gonna watch this on the replay and they're gonna be like, wow, this was some great information, because they need to, first of all, they're not alone, for one, and then two, there is a way. There are things that you can do by being at home that you can still be your best self, but you just have to be creative. You just have to be
Yes.
creative. And that's a good thing about that. So you guys, please share this out. If you're on the live, share this out with your friends and family so they can get a taste of this prescription for kingdom living, because Dr. Tatum is laying down some jewels, and I don't think anyone needs to miss it. I think everyone needs to be on here. They need to be on their P's and Q's to know what's best and what things they can do. She is a licensed therapist, you guys. She go through this. She sees this all day, every day. And who's the best person for to get some advice from? It's the person that go through this every day. I'm not talking about somebody just seen it somewhere or heard it, but she's experiencing these things every day from people. And so I'm excited that she actually took the time out to come here today to be with you all and to be with myself and to share these tools. Now, to end this, Dr. Tatum, what would be the final word that you would give to people when it comes down to being able to release that stress and that depression and anxiety? What would be that final word you would give them today?
Everyone deserves a voice, including you. Find that special person that will listen to you. Don't be ashamed or hesitant to take care of your mental health. It is essential to your lives. It affects every aspect of our lives. Take care of it and take care of it and take care of you.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
take care of it and take care of you. Um, Dr. Bell, I am so delighted and so appreciative of your having me here. The the dialogue around mental health, as I said in the beginning, it never gets old
Right.
and it's never too much. We need to do this as much as we can. Spread, please share. Um, those that are listening, please share. Your story. Please share with others of the good news that your mental health matters.
Yes, it does. And like you said, it's absolutely true, where you can never hear too much of this information, because you never know who may be on their last leg. They may be looking for a word to hear today. And by you sharing this out, you may be the one that actually may save someone else's life. So
Absolutely.
so please share this out. Let others know that there is help available. And also, Dr. Tatum, I have some information here I want to share with the people as far as
Okay.
how we're able to get with you. The name of her practice, you guys, is called Wellness Initiative, LLC. She's here in Monroe, Louisiana. And this is her phone number. So if you want to set an appointment up with Dr. Tatum, it's 318-410-1550, as well as her website. Her website is www.weare we are all important. That's a website in itself. I was like, what? What? That is an awesome website. So www.weareallimportant. Go to her website, check her out. You know, she's been around for several decades, so she definitely knows what she's doing and what she's talking about. And also, she is a writer, a collaborative writer with Bayou Life magazine. If you saw in her intro, she have written numerous articles, blogs for Bayou Life magazine. You guys, you need to check it out. You need to check it out. She has some interesting things in that magazine. I had read a couple of her articles preparing for this broadcast, and they were amazing. You guys, you definitely want to go check her out, because it is on point. It is on point. And I also want to reiterate that every Friday, you guys, we show up here every Friday. Um, with a special guest. You never know who the special guest may be. Here at Kingdom Talk, our main thing is to be that mediator, to be that person in the middle where you're not able to go anywhere else and get the information you need, because you may not have someone else you can talk to, in your family or friends or your collective, your circle, but there are people readily available to be able to come to your rescue, basically. So make sure you tune in right here every Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. here on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. And you just never know what prescription for Kingdom Living we're going to give that Friday. Well, you guys, that's it this week. Again, I thank you, Dr. Tatum, for coming on and sharing those great tools and principles with us. We definitely appreciate it. And I would definitely go back. And you may have to go back and watch the replay. So if you missed the live, but you may need to go back and watch the replay, do not forget. Go ahead, hashtag replay to let me know you're watching the replay, and share your name and where you're tuning in from so we can keep it counted, so we can give you a shout out of who all are actually trying to take account of their mental health, because remember, your mental health does matter. Well, you guys, that's all for today's broadcast of Your Mental Health Matters with our special guest today, Dr. Beatrice Tatem. This was totally awesome. I really enjoyed it. And oh my God, Dr. Tatum, you just don't know how much of a blessing that you are blessing a lot of people this evening, because people just need answers. They just need help, and they may not know who to reach out to. So now they know that you are readily available. Your practice is called Wellness Initiative. And I did put your phone number, so if you need to go back and reach out to her, this is her phone number here at 318-410-1550. She'll be more than happy to discuss whatever needs to be discussed. If you need to make an appointment, she'll be more happy to set you up as well, because sometimes we do just need someone that can hear us, because remember, you do have a voice. All right, you guys, until next time, be blessed. And I will stay tuned, and I will be glad to see and talk to y'all again next Friday. Can't wait to see y'all, and make sure you stay tuned so you can see who our special guest is next week. This is getting better and better again, you guys. Stay tuned, and until next time, be blessed. Bye for now.